Sagittarius. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? What's good with you? It's time for your weekly check-in. We're going to see what's going on with you guys in the 4th week of October. October week 4. So, if any of you need a personal reading, you can always go straight to my website, tarotwithrich.com. I have a link for that right down here in the description of this video. All right, let's just jump into this. How's the energy looking? October week 4, 2025, Sagittarius. How's it looking? Oh, 3 of Wands reversed. Is that you? Are you turning your back on this situation? Somebody's turning their back on this situation. Yeah. It's not really saying why, but the 3 of Wands in the upright would indicate a waiting game. Karmic wheel in the reverse. And the 2 of Wands. No decision is being made. There's a karmic tie here. Nobody's doing nothing. So I don't know if you're meeting somebody new or if you just wake up one day and say, fuck it, I'm over it. I don't know. Or maybe some of you are making a head over heart decision to do what you know needs to be done, regardless of how it feels. Yeah. Hangman, see? I feel like it's something that's strung along for too long. No new start happening. Maybe you feel like you learned your lesson. But either way, I feel like you putting your foot down and standing on goddamn business. On business. All right, well, let's see how this person feels about you then. I guess YouTube's not notifying nobody tonight, huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. I've had more than 3 live streams. Oh, yeah. Never mind. All right. How's this person feel about you? What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Kind of feels like they want to be single. Hang on. I think there's something a little bit deeper than that. World card. But then 10 of Cups. So what the fuck, man? So there we go. Karmic wheel reverse too. They feel a karmic tie with you. So I think deep down they do wish that it would have worked out. But it's like they're giving up on it and they would rather just stay single. That's what this looks like. I think now they're just out there in a race to try to find somebody new now. You know? But again, that makes no sense because they would rather be single. I don't think this person knows what the hell they want. Nothing about this person's energy makes sense. Did you ever question whether or not this person's bipolar by chance? Now, I'm no psychologist. I can't diagnose anybody. But this looks like some bipolar-ass energy. 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Right? 7 of Cups, Queen of Cups reversed. Hermit. It's like this person does not know what in the shit they want. They feel one way one day, another way another day. Let's get the advice for this. What's the advice? Five of Wands reversed. Okay. So this is split down the middle. There's 2 groups of you here, okay? There's a group of you dealing with a situation that recently came to an end. And there's a group of you dealing with somebody that ended a while back. All right. For those of you dealing with a situation that recently came to an end, keep walking. Focus on your healing. If you try to reconnect with this person unhealed, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. I promise you that. Now, those of you dealing with a situation that ended quite some time ago, start by clearing the air. Shoot them a closure message. However you want to do it. Clear the air. Now, when you clear the air, your intentions have to be on point. When I say clear the air with somebody, that doesn't mean start a conversation with them that you hope is going to go a certain way. Clearing the air is not a conversation. When I say clear the air, that doesn't mean reach out to somebody in hopes that something other than clearing the air is going to happen. It's for energy, frequency, and vibrational purposes only. It's not a conversation. I don't care how or if you respond. I'm not writing this to get a response from you. I don't care if you respond positively. I don't care if you respond negatively. No matter what, I'm sending you this message and I'm stepping back and keeping you at an arm's distance, and let the universe do what it's got to do to clear the air and clear that energy. And then once you can genuinely feel a clean slate and the tension has subsided and the air is clear, then ask yourself what you want to do with this situation. You know what likely is going to happen? And that's not guaranteed, but most of the time, the more you clear the air and release energy, the less likely you will be interested in revisiting the past. But if you did want to revisit the past, you would have to clear the air first. It's kind of paradoxical. So that's what I would do here. The air needs to be cleared, and if this is something that ended recently, you still got a long time before you can clear the air. Still got a long time if that was recent. All right, let's see how it's looking with your love interest. Sagittarius and the person they're interested in. Single Saggies, how's it looking? Uh-oh, Six of Swords. Are you moving on from this? Or thinking about moving on from it? Damn, dog. It's telling me some kind of ending is on the horizon here. Tower cards, Six of Wands. Maybe you're finding out about a third party, possibly. Or finding out about some secrets this person's keeping. Yeah, this is telling me you're walking away from this. I think it has to do with catching this person in a lie. And that lie very well could have to do with a third party. I know that's a real specific message, but I have no other way to spin this spread. No other way to do that. So, I mean, what else are you going to do when you find out somebody's been keeping secrets, lying to you, especially if it's about a third party? Boom. What else can you do? That's about all you can really do. Let's see their truest feelings, energies, and intentions then. How do they really see you? How do they really feel about you? What's their energy look like in general? What kind of person are they? Three of Wands. They're waiting on something. They're waiting on something, yeah. Yep. I think there is somebody else in the mix here. It almost kind of feels like It feels like they have more than one option, and you're not their top priority. So I'm going to paint you a hypothetical scenario. Let's say they have a choice between you and one other person. I do have the Three of Cups here. They have a choice between you and one other person. And they're really holding off on the person they really want. And if all else fails and they can't have that person, then you're the backup. Right? That's what this feels like. And nobody wants to be somebody's second option, you know? Fuck that. Fuck that. See, Ace of Cups reverse. I don't even think they are overflowing with love anyways. Ace of Cups reversed. King of Swords, Queen of Swords. They're not really overflowing with emotion anyways. So then what's the point? What's the point? What's the point? Codependency attachment? Sex-based connection? What's the point? Damn, dog. Damn, dog. Damn, dog. All right, let's get the advice. Man, your messages came through quick tonight, didn't they? Holy shit. We're only 11 and a half minutes in. That's channeling true Sagittarius energy, though. Come on, hurry up. Hurry up and do it tomorrow. Yesterday, rather. Hurry up and do it now. What's the advice for Sagittarius? Justice reverse. Devil card reversed. Okay, well, first of all, generally across the board, and this is across the board, not just this person, but take this with you on the rest of your journey. Do not let anyone string you on longer than a month. And a month is even too excessive. All right? I totally understand taking things slow and going through the talking phase. But I think a good, decent talking phase should last about 2 weeks. 2 weeks is a plenty of time for us to talk and get to know each other and make a decision as to where we want this to go. 3 weeks at the latest. If we're talking, hanging out, dating, FaceTiming all the time, texting all the time, and especially if we be fucking for a month, and then it goes into a month and a half, 2 months, that's entirely too fucking long. Entirely too fucking long. So apply that how you wish. If somebody's going to string you along for a month, they don't want to be with you. They don't want to be with you. Nobody that want to be with you going to let you linger that long. That ain't going to happen. But for those of you who are thinking about, because I feel like there's some of you here too that have a suspicion that somebody else is involved, and you don't want to make any decisions without the proof. Well, first of all, even if there was nobody else involved, the simple fact that you don't trust them is going to demolish the connection anyways. Right? But 9 times out of 10, when you suspect somebody else is involved, there usually is. If you're wondering whether or not walking away from this would be a good idea, probably before it gets to the point where it blows, before it pops off into some bullshit. And especially if you find out that they're lying about somebody and there's some other third party in the mix somehow, some way. Don't even say nothing. Don't argue with them. Don't bitch at them. I mean, I'm not saying that if you find out and they don't know you found out, let them know you found out. You want them to know why you're leaving. What I mean is, don't fight with them. Don't argue with them. Don't tell them about themselves, because that's just going to create a karmic tie. and make your new path that you choose to take. It's going to stretch it out. And the next person that due to come in is the timeline in which you attract that person is going to be pushed out. So, yeah. For those of you who have been dealing with this person 3 months, 4 months, it's too long. It's too long. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I've been seeing that so much since I started doing my general personal readings on my website. About 8 out of 10 times that somebody comes to me for a general personal reading, there's a little questionnaire that you answer. The first question is, does this person know you're interested in them? It's always yes. The second question is, how long have you been dealing with this person? And do you know 8 out of 10 times, it's 6 months. No less than 6 months. No less. Rarely, maybe once a week, I'll read a situation where they've only been talking for 2 weeks, which is, that's a good little talking period. I'll see that maybe once a week. Right? And then maybe 2 or 3 times a week, I'll see about a month, 2 months. But the overwhelming majority of the time, it's 6 months or longer. And it's not uncommon for a reading to come across my desk where somebody's been dealing with a love interest who knows they're interested in them for a year. That is not nearly as uncommon as you would think. And this is a totally new eye-opener to me. Before I started these general personal readings on my website like 3 or 4 months ago, I had never even thought about that. Had never even crossed my awareness that that could be happening out there. You know? I mean, crazy things happen here and there, but to the extent that I'm seeing it, I'm seeing the overwhelming majority of my audience, who at least that comes to me for readings, are dealing with the same love interest for 6 months, 9 months, a year. One person was 2 years. They know you're interested in them, and they're stringing you along for 2 years. That means they don't want to be with you. They don't want to be with you. Don't be afraid to put your foot down and stand up for what you're worth. Okay? All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Sagittarius family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, all the information for personal readings is on my website, tarotwithrich.com. Link is right down here in the description. All right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I wish you love, luck, light, and prosperity on your journey. Stay blessed.